Hello everybody, this is again Retro Photo House, and today I would like to explain how to repair very famous and very nice optically Helios 77m-4 1.8 on 50 prime Soviet lens. It's quite a rare lens, multi-coated, delivering very beautiful image with swirly bokeh, so somehow similar to Helios 40. Very often there is the problem with aperture functioning because of the old grease on the blades. So as you may see, I'm pushing it, pin, and nothing happens. As well as turning aperture ring, there is nothing. So I will explain how to fix this problem. As you may see here, I don't know if you can see this, but there is a oil on the aperture blades. So let's start. First of all, we need to remove back cover. There is 4 screws. Let's remove them. Then you remove the cover, okay? What we have here. Then you are removing the aperture ring. Be careful because there is a little ball serving for clicking the aperture. Here it is. Sometimes it can be removed, sometimes not. If you can remove it, so don't worry, just leave it in its place. Then we need to remove this part. There is 3 big screws on the sides of the barrel. One, two, and 3. It's better to, because before removing this rear part of the lens, it's better to focus the lens on the infinity. Like this. Yes. So we are removing by pulling it back. Sometimes it's quite tricky, but we'll do this for sure. Here we have. So here we have our aperture control mechanism, and we need to know, while reassembling, when lens is focused to infinity, here we need to put it in this way, like this, and there is the hole for this screw. Be careful, I remind you, be careful with little ball. So once it's removed, we need to, our aim is to separate lens optical block from helicoid part. Okay, so rear part we have removed. Now it's a front part of the lens. So we need to remove this ring. I use this tool to remove it. You just put this into holes. Be careful, because you can damage with the hand the black painting. Hop. And by turning tool like this, you see. And by turning to the left, you unscrew this front ring. Sometimes you need to make hands more little. Like this maybe. Let's see. Even less. Because behind there is a grooves, and sometimes the hands can come into the grooves and it will not turning like in my case right now. Here we have. So once the ring is removed, you can see what do we have inside. So as you may see, there is a pair of screws here. One here, one here, and one here. So first, what we will need to do to remove this ring. To do this, we will need to unscrew these little screws. This 1, 2, and 3. Let's remove them. Sometimes also it's tricky. But finally it comes out. 1, 2 and 3 here. So now you can remove this ring and just put it aside with all 3 screws. So now you have your focusing block with a lens block inside. So now we will need to remove lens block from focusing block, okay? There is another 3 screws here, 1, 2 and 3, and we need to remove them. By the way, I advise to put a marking here to know in which position reassemble after. So let's put a mark here. Okay, and on the lens block body. So you may see I've put mark here, and on the lens block body right against in front of another mark. So then during reassembling we will know in which position we should put the lens block inside, because this pin, it's very important, it should be only in proper place, otherwise it will not work. And then we can remove our screws here. One, 2 and 3. Then you can just, by pulling it, you can easily remove the optical block from focusing part, from focusing block. Mark here, it's important. So this part we do not need, we just put it aside. What we will work with, it's a focusing optical block. There is a lot of oil here, we need to wipe it out, and we need to remove the lenses from this barrel. So let's wipe it a little bit. Cotton pad with alcohol on it. Then we will remove the optical elements, blocks of optical elements. I use the calipers for it. there is two pairs of grooves, external and internal ones. We need external. Just put calipers inside, and by turning it I'm removing. Up. One. And another. Up. Then you can remove easily with also two pairs of grooves. Remove the front optical block. It comes out without any problems, I guess. Yes, here. Be careful not to touch the inner surfaces, because it's quite difficult to wipe it out without any traces. Then we have our aperture control mechanism with a lot of oil on it. So now we will put marking. So we will completely open the aperture, okay? And we will put marking here and here. As you may see, yes, here mark and here. So then we will remove this aperture block from this body. There is 3 screws on the sides. Let's remove them. One, two, and 3. Then by pushing with the fingers here, you're removing it, and our mark here and here. We will know how to reassemble it in proper way, okay? What we have is our aperture mechanism. So this is the last thing we need to reassemble. It's quite tricky because there is a ball bearings inside. So let's try. It is composed of 2 parts, one and another. So, and between them there is a balls in the big groove. So to separate it into parts, just we need to completely open it, okay? And then there is 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3. We need to remove them. Then you can remove this part, top, up. There are balls and this ring. We are removing all together this. And all the balls inside. There are 5 balls. Not 5, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 6 balls. So now we need to make a marking on all these surfaces, okay? There is only one proper position to reassemble it, like this. So let's make a marking on this surface of this ring. Then on inner ring, here, on this first, on inner second, and then on the bottom ring, because it should be reassembled in one proper way. So I will make a marking here. Do you see it? It's here. Yes, it's our marking. So, and then we will reassemble it looking at our markings. This ring should be in this position, inner, and external should be in this position regarding the marks. Do you see? It's important. Oh. And once we've done this, we can remove the inner ring. This ring is holding the aperture blades, okay? You have your aperture blades. So, as you may see, they are turning to the right here. So when we will reassemble, we will put them exactly in the same way to the right. Now we can wipe it all together with a pure alcohol. You need to wipe inside here very well, all the blades and another disc also. I will do this using the pure alcohol and cotton sticks. I will put them inside and wipe it all. Like this. So this position, this ring inside this ring, and all the aperture blades, okay? So once it's clean, so we can proceed with reassembling the blades inside. So we are taking this ring and we start putting the blades inside. There is two pins. Here one, this pin, and this one. So this one should be put in this hole. And it should be turned to the right, okay, like this. And of course we are assembling it to be wide open. Like this here. Yes. So the most tricky thing, it's a last one. It should be placed in order that this part should be placed under the blade, like this, up, and the last hole here. Yes, we have it. We have it right placed, all. Then we need to put properly this disc. As you may remember, we made a marking on the disc explaining the proper position. So here we have our marking. Here. And here also we have our marking. So let's align the marking and find the holes. Like this. Yes, you see? So this pin should be placed in this hole. And then you should check if every pin is in its hole. I think yes. So it's moving more or less, but we need to put the ball bearings inside. Yeah. So now, before putting this ring, also with the marking, like this, we need to put the balls. So first of all we will put this disc. Hop, it's done. Then these little grooves for the balls. You need to place the balls inside. 1, 2, you should check carefully is if they are deep, quite deep inside on their places. Otherwise you will not be able to screw down to put the top disc on it. Yes, it is in its place. So let's pass to another one, to the next, and the final one. So we have all our balls at their places, so it should be wide open like this. Let's check. Yes, it's right. I think you can see it. And then you find your marking. So first marking is here and another one on this disc. I think you can see it. Let's align them. Yes, in this way. And you put the disc. Then you should screw them all together. One. You just not fixed from the beginning, you're not fixed to the end, because it should be fixed in proportional way. So it works very smoothly. We have assembled it correctly. Now we will put it in the lens barrel. Here is our marking, I guess. Here and here. Yes. Here marking. And here. So let's put it in this way. Then you should find the holes inside, you see? Once found, you need to fix it inside. One. 2, and the last one. It's fixed inside. Now we can put the optical blocks inside. If you still have some traces of dirt, you can wipe it a bit if it's necessary. I will wipe just a little bit. Just to eliminate, yes, like this, you see, it's better. So you eliminate the dust from the optical surfaces inner. You put it inside, you screw it in. By using a calipers you fix it with a bit of force on external grooves. Yes, one. And then we will take front optical block as well. Eliminating very carefully the dust, and you put it inside. And you fix it with its ring. So our aperture mechanism with optical block is completely assembled. So now we will put it into helicoid part. As you may remember, we were putting the markings also. So I guess here is our first marking, and here is our second marking, if you can see it. Yes. So we should align them. Sometimes it requires a bit of grease to be able to enter smoothly. I will put a bit of grease on the surface. So it is in place. The markings are aligned here, one and another, and we can just put the proper screws inside. One. Two. And three. So be careful to put the screws in the proper holes. So we made marking near the hole which should be used for screw these screws in. So it's this one, and this one. So now after this we can put our ring, and to fix it with another screws. This is 3 another holes is for this purpose, to fix this ring. I will take another screwdriver to make this process a bit easier. Because it's quite deep and not from the first time you can put in properly. Finally I got the hole. One. Second. And third. So this part is fixed. Now we need to put the rear part of the lens. It should be focused to infinity like this, as you may remember. And I will put just a bit of grease to make it enter more easily, to make it fit its place, its proper position easily. Then so it should be assembled in this position, this red line to infinity here. And you can check if this pin will fit this fork which is moving. First you fit the pin with the fork, and then you just will start finding the hole. Once it has fitted its place, we will put the screws inside. 1, 2 and 3. you screw it in very good, because the head of the screw should not be outside of its hole, of its place, otherwise the aperture ring will not move correctly. So then, what do we have? And you, of course, you check out if the pin is inside this fork for auto mode. So now this little pin, the lever, which I would say it's for aperture, so it should be completely to the right, like this. You see, in this position. It is when you push the auto mode, it is completely closed. So then we need to put the little ball inside the hole here, and then we just take our aperture ring, we find our red line, and we put it all together with this little lever, and it should be aligned 16 to red dot, and here there is a groove inside. This groove should be fitted with this little lever, I would say, like this. You see? And here we have, of course, our 16 marking. Then we should check if everything is working. Yes, it turns. It turns fine. And that's it. Then what we need to do is just to put the rear cover. There is also a pin here, be careful. It should be aligned with this push button, like this, hop. And then you find the holes, you check if it's working. Yes, it's working. And you put the screws inside. Four screws. In this way. You fix it with a bit of force. So it's moving nicely. Aperture is working. And the final step, just put this face ring. You screw it inside. So that's it. Aperture blades are free from oil and it's work perfectly. So you can enjoy your great lens. This is Retro Photo House. We are working for you. If you need some tested and cleaned Soviet photo equipment, please visit my eBay shop. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.